Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Kara from the People's Harm Reduction Alliance and a co-founder of the Harm Reduction Doula Collective. I want to talk about the 3 pillars of support. So when you're supporting somebody in their reproductive journey, you want to provide emotional support, nourishment, and help sleeping. So we're going to talk a little bit about emotional support in this video. We've already talked a little bit about some of the common mental health disorders that can come up in postpartum, but if you don't fall into a category of one of those postpartum mood and anxiety disorders, that doesn't mean that your mental health doesn't exist. Oftentimes we think that mental health is only a diagnosis, but the truth is that we all have mental health, and any sort of reproductive journey on the spectrum that I always talk about of reproductive experiences, you're bound to have changes in like your mood, your consciousness, your awareness of yourself, and possibly your identity. And I just want to talk about how that can interplay and how you can seek support around that. So when you're supporting somebody in this journey, or when you are experiencing it yourself, sometimes trauma may come up around somebody's birth experience. So if you're a person who has had a experience, and I use the birth definition again in a really broad, expansive way of if your body has labored, regardless of whether you are parenting at the end of it, regardless of whether you chose to release a pregnancy or carry it to term, or if you didn't choose to release it, your body just went through a whole reproductive process, and you may carry some trauma around that. So the job of your support people is not to minimize that, it's to hold that experience in its totality and allow you to express that and define it as you will. And it's your choice who you want to share that experience with. So your emotional needs, whatever is coming up for you, those are totally fair and valid, and you deserve support in those experiences, however they are living in your mind, your heart, your body. There's a lot of things that happen hormonally when you go through a birth experience. So your hormones will spike over the period of gestation. So carrying a baby to your full 38 to 41, 42 weeks, depending on the length of your gestation, those are like the peak of hormones. When you are earlier in pregnancy, you're still experiencing a lot of hormonal shifts. So that experience alone will cause a spike and then a drop in hormones. That drop in hormones can often be referred to as the baby blues. And this is a really cute way of saying that you can experience like high adrenaline and sometimes euphoria, and then that can be followed by a period of almost like a withdrawal, a sadness, heaviness, a lethargia, a feeling of isolation in your body. So we expect with those hormonal cycles for this to rise and fall over 3 weeks. But if you're experiencing these feelings for longer than 3 weeks, or if these feelings are really, really intense, we want to seek out support. Birth is a temporary moment of a release of a potential pregnancy or a release of a baby. Postpartum is forever. Your body is going to be forever postpartum once you have gestated. And so your body's gone through a lot of shifts. You've mentally and emotionally gone through a lot of shifts. Some people don't experience a really strong rise and fall, and other people do. And both of those experiences are normal to that person, if it feels like it is beyond the realm of normal, we absolutely need to be seeking support. And we also need to be looking at like what feelings are coming up. Is that a situation when postpartum OCD, postpartum PTSD, postpartum anxiety, postpartum depression, postpartum psychosis, and also like maybe postpartum rage is showing up? Like if you're feeling really angry or you're having like really strong mood swings that are causing a lot of anger, resentment, frustration. Postpartum rage also doesn't get talked about enough. And that is a time when we would really want to start considering what options are available for you to seek support. I talked about a little bit in another video. That can look like reaching out to a peer, a trusted friend, a partner, a social worker that you trust, a case manager. It can look like talking to one of your providers. It can look like seeking medication-assisted therapies or talk therapy. And I want to give the caveat that sometimes those are hard to access and sometimes it's hard to trust some of these institutions and some of these processes. So it's extra important that you have people that you feel like are on your side and can advocate for you, and you feel like you have the language also to advocate for yourself if you feel capable and confident in doing so. Some of those things that can come up around emotional needs, like I said, adrenaline high, grief, a birth of a new self. So you may not feel like the same person that you were before giving birth, and that can be really hard and it can be really scary. You may feel feelings of depression. You may feel significant ups and downs. You may be feeling like, what have I done? Or, you know, especially if you're bringing a baby home, like, can I do this? This feels really overwhelming. And most parents feel that way, regardless of whether or not they are experiencing housing insecurity or substance use or unstable relationships. Like, these processes can really destabilize a lot of your sense of identity and also your relationships with the people in the world around you. It's a big mirror that's held up to your face of like, whoa, like, what am I doing? What do I believe? How do I want to continue operating? And that can be really jarring. And sometimes people deal with that in an internal process, but it's also like really helpful sometimes to have other people be able to hold space and listen and reflect that back to you, because that mirror can sometimes turn into a funhouse mirror where you look like totally like out of sorts and weird and you don't even recognize yourself anymore, and having somebody there to remind you like who the fuck you are and like remind you of these like core pieces of yourself and this like journey that you're on and like how proud they are of you, can be like absolutely life-saving. So I want to throw that out there as well. I hope that you are able to find people that can listen and support and validate your experience. Anyone who is not, does not need to be sharing this time in your life, does not need to be in your space. I talk about that a little bit in the video about the difference between visitors and support people. Some people are just visiting your journey. Sometimes they're just here to kind of like view, be in the mesh, like share gossip, like make themselves be the center, but they don't have to be there. The people that are there to genuinely sit and listen and be with you in this journey and like love you and accept you and choose you, regardless of the outcome, regardless of whether it's a bad day, regardless of you know, whether it's even a good day. Some people aren't here to celebrate your journey. Some people are here to judge, give opinions, and tear you down. Those are not the people that you need. And it is absolutely necessary Not only is it okay, it's absolutely necessary and critical for you to set boundaries and have people around you to help you enforce those boundaries around your energy and your space while you are going through this chapter of your life. I hope that this was validating. I hope that you feel like it's turned in some wheels. And if you have any other thoughts, feelings, suggestions, or questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat or contact me directly, and I would be happy to help you. All right. Love you all. Talk to you soon. Bye.